So today we're talking about some insane gaming drama. Bungie has done it again. Okay, when I say again, I mean straight up goddamn plagiarism. If there's one of the things that people hate the most in the gaming community or the art community or any creative community for that matter, it is plagiarism. And Bungie has been caught with their pants down, phallus out, swinging in the wind. Okay, and so what exactly has been going on? What exactly is happening? So as we all know, Bungie's are the maker right now of Destiny. As we all know, it's coming to a close, and they have been doing tests, alphas or betas. Yeah, the alpha test of Marathon. It's an extraction game. I'll show you the trailer real quick. I'll show you the trailer of Marathon so you are all aware. Here it is right here. Yep. Here is the trailer for Marathon. Because we need more extraction shooters in the world, obviously. Now that Destiny's over or coming to a close, they need something new, right? It has a very colorful, very specific style to the game, right?
Death. The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
Very edgy, right? Very edgy, but it has like a edgy but also like futuristic kind of like look to it, right? Looks ass, oh god. It's had a lot of critique so far. It's had a lot of critique. Okay. So, this is the game. Okay, so this is the game. It looks like Tron mixed with Doom. Kind of, right? So it has definitely like a certain vibe, a certain feel to it. And most importantly to note, right? It's the aesthetics, right? It's important. Like, we know the aesthetics. You know, we have a lot of like markings. It's kind of colorful. It has a kind of a glitch vibe to it. You know, like we even have a thing here, like it has a glitch vibe to all the aesthetics and the way that the whole game is shown. We can see that, right? Pretty clearly. It has a very distinct look. But what if I told you that they straight up ripped another artist's work and put it directly in the game without anyone realizing until now? Here we go. Okay, we have this user here. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce their name. Antareal, N2, whatever you want to call them. Fern, okay. Anti-real. Oh, I see. Anti-real. There we go. But Anti-real. The Marathon Alpha released recently, and its environments are covered with assets lifted from poster designs I made in 2017. It is straight up ripped. We're not talking about having inspiration from. Oh no. We're not talking inspiration. We're talking straight up just ripped assets from a poster and put them in the game. Like, how bold can you get? I'm being so for real. Like, how like obviously bold are we doing that we're just straight up taking assets, ripping them and putting them on other things? Literally copy paste. Like, a lot of the times you might be like, oh, this artist clearly like took inspiration from my work. You know, they took inspiration from my work and they used it in their games or in their materials or whatever it is, right? But this is not that case of inspiration. It's a case of straight up plagiarism. They could have just AI'd it themselves, lazy. Yeah, small indie company couldn't pay their artists. Yeah, small indie company Bungie couldn't pay their artists. Now, there has been a big, you know, hoopla about this whole thing, and quite rightly too, right? Bungie is of course not obligated to hire me when making a game that draws overwhelmingly from the same design language I have refined for the last decade. But clearly my work was good enough to pillage for ideas and plaster all over their game without pay or attribution. And as you can see, it's so clear cut. They clearly took their designs and have started using them, both inspiration and direct copy. I don't have the resources nor the energy to spare to pursue this legally, but I have lost count of the number of times a major company has deemed it easier to pay a designer to imitate or steal my work than to write me in an email. In 10 years, I have never made a consistent income from this work, and I am tired of designs of huge companies moodboarding and parasiting my designs while I struggle to make a living. And it kind of gets worse. Right? Pirate Software, okay? Pirate Software threw his hat into the ring with all this stuff. This thread is insanely damning and shows that Bungie lifted designs themselves, or the company Kurapahosк did. Kurapahosк, I think, is their like art agency. They're the people who make the fonts, get themes, design motifs. They're basically consultants, and they aid in that sort of work with design and aesthetics of the game, did and sold them to Bungie. A number of these are direct copies, so while AI sourcing is possible, it seems unlikely for all cases here. This creator's work spans back nearly a decade and shows thousands of pieces of art. They can be found here, and if you've played Marathon as I have, you'll identify a number of them instantly. It just gets dumber from here. Okay, so this blew my mind. It gets even worse why this was straight up, not just like AI scraped, but actually just copy pasted, okay? I'll show you why. Anti-Real said, I hid loss in my designs 6 years ago and nobody caught on. This was 4th of June 2024. Look at the game! This is in the game. Loss is like the loss me. It's in the game. It's straight up just a copy paste rip. They didn't even try. This is loss. It's the meme, right? It's the meme. It's straight up copy pasted. You don't need any more proof than this. You literally don't need any more proof than this, that they just straight up ripped the assets from the game. Going to be interesting to see what Bungie's response is. The image on the right is the original artist's work, and the image on the left is the asset Bungie has in Marathon. The fade is only applied to the text, but it's easy to see what it was when they are side by side. Look at it. They try to cover stuff, bit of wear and tear, all these things, just taking assets directly. Okay, directly, and it gets even worse for Bungie. Okay, it gets even worse for Bungie. To add more to the mess, the franchise art director for Marathon is following the artist that was being stolen from. Joseph Cross, the franchise art director, was following the guy that had their assets stolen from. Anti-Real, or girl, sorry. Probably she, her, sorry, my bad, female. Joseph Cross stole the designs from this person and hey, I'm not saying they did steal, but isn't it a little convenient that the franchise art director for Bungie happens to be following an artist that made a bunch of designs that you then conveniently have in your game? Joseph Fraud is what we should be naming him. Joseph Fraud. And obviously, this has kicked up a huge storm. Bungie cannot just, take the normal path. You can see a bunch of the quote retweets to this, okay? The bunch of the quote retweets are kind of crazy. Let me see. Let's read some of the quotes, shall we? Let's read some of them. It's his entire portfolio, man. The further back you go, the more it looks like new Marathon. Even the QR looking pixels start showing up on everything. This is so fucked. This is probably one of the worst cases of like art plagiarism in a game I have ever seen. It's his entire portfolio. Everything. They straight up took his whole portfolio and made it into textures. And just straight up made it into textures. It is crazy. The general concept of Marathon is the aesthetic is cool, but everything else sucks. The aesthetic is completely stolen. That's also a big point. A lot of people who tried out the game thought the game was like kind of lacking. And the only thing going for it was that it did kind of look a bit different and quirky. Now it turns out that's not even their own. They will have to completely, at this point, completely redo the whole stylized feel of the game, or they're gonna have to hire this guy. I'll be honest, they're gonna have to pay this guy a shit ton of money or completely change the look and feel of their game. Yeah, it's not plagiarism, it's just straight up like yoinking. It's just straight up stealing at this point. And I've just never seen a case so like they pulled their pants down, schlong slinging around. You know what I mean? They didn't even try to hide it. They didn't even try to like take inspiration from it. They just straight up ripped it. And it's just insane. It's actually insane. I don't know about different though. It's just other futuristic designers looking shooter 69. What I don't get is why they didn't just contract them right away. It's not like budgets that have the funds. Exactly. It could be the case. You could argue the case that Bungie's artists, Bungie's artists were the one to do this and try and pass it off as their own work, and people at the top didn't notice, right? It could be that, because that happens a lot in design industries. Even like fashion design is very common. You will be a company, you will hire artists. There might be an artist or designer who yoinks someone else's work, tries to pass it off of their own, and people at the top don't know. But as a company, you have due diligence, like Bungie, to make sure all the assets that your artists are making are 100% legit, 100% sourced from them, and you don't land yourself in this situation. Because now, maybe that one artist, if it was one artist and not just the art franchise director who was following this person, right? It might be they've now ruined the PR of this game again. This game was already struggling, and now it's going to be struggling even more, okay? Now it's going to be struggling even more. So obviously, everyone has been losing their shit over this. Bungie again, Marathon L. People are going to boycott the game. They're not going to play it when it comes out. They want nothing to do with it anymore because of what Bungie is doing. And so they made a statement. We immediately investigated a concern regarding unauthorized use of artist decals in Marathon and confirmed that a former Bungie artist included these textures sheet that was ultimately used in game. This issue was unknown by our existing art team, and we are still reviewing how this oversight occurred. We take matters like this very seriously. We have reached out to Anti-Real to discuss this issue and are committed to doing right by the artist. As a matter of policy, we do not use the work of artists without their permission. Well, that's just a lie! To prevent similar issues in the future, we are conducting a thorough review of our in-game assets, specifically those done by the former Bungie artist, and implementing stricter checks to document all artist contributions. We value the creativity and dedication of all artists who contribute to our games, and we are committed to doing right by them. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. So that's good, right? Oh my god, they're listening, they're trying to do right by the artist, they're announcing this. Do you know what the problem is? Do you know what the fucking problem is with this? This is not like the official Marathon the game account. This is a side account. This is the Marathon dev team account. It has no check mark, no official company affiliation, nothing. It's just the side, they threw it on the side dev team account. Listen here, Marathon. If you have any resemblance of a spine, you would put it on your main account. You would put this on your main account to your 117,000 followers, right? Full chest it. Full chest it. Own your mistake. To merely hide behind your small 10,000 follower dev team account rather than talk about it publicly, because millions of people have seen that tweet. Millions of people are talking about it, saying, oh my god, Marathon L, we're not going to take this anymore. And instead of addressing it outright publicly, redeem yourself, you hide like cowards behind your 10,000 follower, not even officially affiliated dev team account. How spineless can you be? Trying to hide from your mistakes, hide from even more negative PR? No. You should put this on your main account, announce it properly, and announce you're actually paying the dude or hiring him at this point, right? This is some of the most BS PR corporate shit I've ever seen. It's so fucking slimy. It's so fucking slimy, okay? You willingly stole assets and then you hide behind your dev team account. Really pathetic. Really pathetic. How is it you have 800 plus employees, maybe what, a few hundred artists, and you have to outsource to another company for designs because no one could apparently figure out how to draw rectangles, arrows, and ambiguous text symbols that are popular in the subgenre? How is it this also isn't the first time this has happened? Maybe, yeah, Bungie's done this before, by the way, where they have straight up like taken assets from other artists. Maybe you people should stop hiring thought leaders and activists who can't do anything other than bitch and hire competent people who can figure out the polygon lasso tool and fill bucket. So they're gonna work with Karapahosk from close to the beginning of Marathon visual development, identities, custom typography, ARG campaigns, and much more. Yeah, they're outsourcing a bunch of their designs to other companies. It's like, you're Bungie. You have so much money. Hire your own art teams. Hire your own art teams that care about the game, that are gonna stick by you no matter what, and are able to develop a cool ass theme, okay? Now you just have so many. You're hiring this another team, you're outsourcing another team. Now you have to be worried about what their artists are making and make sure they're, you know, acting accordingly to your policies. It just becomes a lot, you know? It's just I hate it. As someone who is an artist, as someone who has been screwed over multiple times by literal billionaires, by the way, for art that I have made, designs that I have made, this genuinely angers me like nothing else. I saw this happening last night and I was like, this genuinely made me so goddamn mad. So mad. Because it's always the average person, the hard worker, that gets fucked over every single time. So Marathon, grow some balls, pull your pants up, and talk about it on your main account. Put this person on your team and do right by them. Because this is completely unacceptable. And I'll be real, I have no interest in supporting Marathon. Yeah, they're too busy making Destiny 2 even more shit before it like EOS's and like it ends, right? Do better, because this is not okay. Right now, like 4.8 million views, almost 40,000 likes. It's terrible. It's just such a bad thing. And hey, Bungie, get your shit together, man. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I'm probably going to be covering more general gaming news as we go on, because what can I say? I'm a gamer and I love seeing what's happening in this space, and I want to talk about it more and give my takes, because this is stuff that genuinely matters to me, especially when it comes to artists getting fucked over. As someone who's an artist myself, this is the thing that I hate most of all in the world. So I appreciate you. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm live every single day on Twitch, 11 a.m. GMT. Link is in the pinned comment. I'd appreciate it if you give it a follow. Thank you all so much. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Twitch.tv/Captain Cabinetz, Captain Cabinetz.